everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to show you 7 tips and tricks for making an American Girl doll stop motion. I made a video on how to make a stop motion, but I didn't explain a lot of tips, so I decided to make a video on some tips and tricks for stop motion. So let's get right into this video. Tip number 1. If you have a camera, you have different camera modes. If you're a beginner on your camera, like I am, I recommend putting your camera in program mode. You can set various functions on your camera, but if you know how to use your camera, I recommend putting your camera on manual mode. You can set almost all the functions on your camera, but I like to put mine on program mode since I got this camera a few months ago and I'm still learning how to use all the functions. Tip number 2, put your ISO around 800. An ISO is the camera's light that falls on the image. You don't want your stop motion to be too bright or too dark. Setting your ISO at 800 is a perfect brightness for stop motion. Tip number 3, have good lighting. You don't want shadows in your stop motion because it's very distracting during your stop motion. You don't need to have professional studio lights. You can just turn on a light in your room or film by a window. I also have these extra Christmas tree lights and I just hang them around my set that I have for the stop motion and they work perfectly. Tip number 4, always use a tripod or something that holds your camera and keeps it stable. You want to have a tripod that supports the weight of your camera so that your camera stays in place. If you don't have a tripod or something that holds your camera in place, your stop motion will come out very shaky and it won't look neat. Tip number 5, make your doll movements very tiny. Like this. This is really important for your stop motion because this helps your stop motion be smoother and it will look like the doll's actually moving on its own. Tip number 6, have a good background. This is really important for stop motions because if you're filming right in front of the kitchen, it doesn't look that great in the stop motion and it doesn't look realistic. I suggest making a set. My set is made out of foam board and it works perfectly for me. I totally recommend using foam board for my set. Tip number 7, dress your dolls in outfits that match the seasons. Since it's almost winter, I dress my dolls in winter outfits. I would put them in a sweater and pants. I also like to decorate my set in a wintry theme. I put up some paper snowflakes, a Christmas tree, lights, and more. I hope this helped you with your stop motions and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!